Top 10 Largest Oil-Producing Countries in Africa 2023. The top 10 oil-producing nations in Africa have sizable natural gas and crude oil reserves, and the oil and gas industry plays a significant role in the development of their economies. Without further ado, let's start.
Number 10.
Chad, 68,000 barrels per day. Chad produces 68,000 barrels of oil per day from its reserves in the Doba Basin in southern Chad, making it the 10th largest oil producer in Africa. 1 billion barrels of oil are thought to be present in Chad, most of which is exploited by Western businesses like ExxonMobil and Royal Dutch Shell. The oil industry is a significant part of Chad's economy, but it faces many obstacles, including geography, internal conflict, and corruption.
Number 9.
Equatorial Guinea, 95,000 barrels per day. With an estimated 1.1 billion barrels of proven oil reserves, Equatorial Guinea ranks 9th in Africa for oil production. The offshores of Firo Field and the onshore fields of Alba and Chiba are the primary sources of oil production. The nation is regarded as a significant player in the global oil market and is estimated to have proven oil reserves of 1.1 billion barrels.
Number 8.
Ghana, 172,000 barrels per day. With significant discoveries in the 10 field in 2016 and the Jubilee field in 2007, Ghana is the 8th largest oil producer in Africa. The exploration, granting of permits, and distribution of petroleum-related activities in Ghana are handled by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation, GNPC. In the upcoming years, it is anticipated that Ghana's oil production will increase as new discoveries and developed fields are made.
Number 7.
Gabon, 195,000 barrels per day. With a long history of oil production, Gabon ranks as Africa's 6th largest oil producer. The Rabikanga and Gamba fields are among the significant oil fields that are located there. The economy of Gabon is significantly influenced by the oil sector, which also contributes significantly to GDP and government income.
Number 6.
DR Congo, 260,000 barrels per day. With a daily production rate of 260,000 barrels, the Democratic Republic of the Congo, DRC, ranks as Africa's 6th largest oil producer. Although it has 180 million barrels of proven reserves, estimates of the total petroleum reserves exceed 5 billion barrels. While foreign oil companies also operate in the nation, state-owned businesses dominate the oil sector there. However, due to a lack of infrastructure, unstable political conditions, and poor governance, the DRC has had difficulty growing its oil industry.
Number 5.
Egypt, 559,000 barrels per day. Egypt, the 5th largest country on the continent, is a significant oil producer. The first commercial oil discovery was made in 1909, and oil exploration and production there have a long history. With a focus on developing offshore and unconventional resources, the nation has invested recently in enhancing its oil and gas exploration and production capabilities. The nation entered into new contracts in 2022 for oil exploration and production in the eastern and western deserts with TransGlobe Energy and Pharos Energy.
Number 4.
Algeria, 978,000 barrels per day. It has sizable reserves of natural gas and crude oil. 60% of Algeria's export earnings and 25% of its GDP come from the oil and gas industry.
Number 3.
Angola, 1.2 million barrels per day. With a daily output of 1.2 million barrels, Angola ranks 3rd in Africa for oil production. The nation's enormous reserves of crude oil and natural gas have led to an increase in oil production in recent years. Angola's oil industry, which contributes significantly to the nation's GDP and government income, is one of the main forces behind the country's economic expansion. Angola is still one of the most impoverished nations in Africa, with a high rate of poverty, a lack of basic infrastructure, and other problems.
Number 2.
Libya, 1.2 million barrels per day. Nigeria produces more oil than any other country in Africa, with Libya coming in second. It has significant crude oil and natural gas reserves, and the oil industry significantly contributes to the national economy. The Sirte Basin, which has some of the biggest oil fields in Africa, is where the majority of Libya's oil is produced. Although it has fluctuated due to conflicts and sabotage, Libya's oil production has remained comparatively stable despite the country's ongoing political unrest.
Number 1.
Nigeria, 1.3 million barrels per day. Nigeria is the continent's top oil producer and has sizable reserves of both natural gas and crude oil. The economy of the nation is heavily based on the oil and gas industry, but it is plagued by problems like theft and sabotage. In order to increase security and draw in investment, the government is working. How did you enjoy this video? Is there anything you feel we missed out? If there is, kindly write it in the comment section. Don't forget to like this video. Do not forget to hit the subscribe button, ring the notification bell to stay glued to our channel. Thank you for watching.